You were saying that...
I'm assuming yours is Java's.
Yes, of course it is. To be fair, I changed everything, so like anything that's Wi-Fi, like computerized in my house is just called Jarvis now.
Oh, that's my new thing. I found there's a wireless Bluetooth speaker now on my Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not mine.
So you just keep turning
It's
it on.
not secure either. So I'm waiting.
You just keep turning it on and then just put it to loudest.
I'm going to play... I might play my podcast back through it. Well, we're extremely off topic already.
Yeah.
So welcome back to the podcast with James, because we've dived right in. It's been a year, 2 years?
Yeah, it'll have been about a year.
I can't remember if you were on last year.
Yeah.
Oh, been about a year.
I think it will.
I can't remember what we discussed last time. What did we discuss last time?
Being old.
We discussed being old.
Yeah.
We can't escape it. It's
Yeah.
there all the time. No, I mean, year on. How old are you now?
I'm 29 now.
It's been your birthday already.
Yes.
Yeah.
In August.
So you're 30 next year.
Yeah.
And I'm 30 in November. Which is terrifying. Well, it's not terrifying.
Yeah.
It's kind of terrifying. But I feel like it's just coincidental
Hmm.
that things have happened in the last few months to me where I've been like, this just makes 30 seem worse. So I started getting pains in my hands.
Yeah.
Like in my knuckles. And my fingertips specifically.
Yeah.
So I got, like, if I use a scroll wheel on a mouse, I get a twinge in the back of my knuckle. And I'm like, well, that's not good. Because arthritis runs in my family. So I have arthritis at 30. And then I broke a tooth again the other day, and I was like, just falling to pieces. It's already started.
Yeah, there's a lot of people have noticed that I crack a lot.
You
So
crack a lot,
yeah, it's like I'll just move and something will pop.
Yeah.
Just a random part of my body will just pop, and it's getting worse the older I'm getting, and especially since I broke my foot.
Yeah.
Like that foot just constantly cracks.
That'll never be the same again.
Yeah, but like it's real bad because like I seem to get a new injury every single time. Like
Well, that's the thing now,
doing
isn't it?
something.
We're at that age where we can't do the things we could do when we were 20 without getting hurt.
Mm.
It's that like casual joke of if you go play football in your 30s and you trip, you've now got an injury for life.
Yeah.
Whereas if you trip when you're 20, you'll be right.
Yeah.
You'll walk it off. So now I'm just terrified of falling down the stairs. That's a real fear though.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day and it became an obsessive thought. Because obviously, I mean, you live in the same situation. You live alone. Prefer to be to make your life full of anxiety. You live alone. If you fall down these stairs, who's going to be there?
Yeah, that is a constant worry I have whenever it's when like I'm hungover or something.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, it's at that point where you're like, I'm probably gonna die because this is the worst hangover I've ever had. And then I'll be like, if something did happen,
Yeah.
just no one would know.
No. I've had near misses.
Yeah.
Like with things I was doing. Like recently drilling some stuff and the drill slipped and it missed my hand, but it was close. And I was like, if this happened, I wouldn't have been able to call 911 because my hands wouldn't have worked. So I just basically just bleed out.
Yeah.
That's my only option in that situation, is just to sit on the floor and bleed out. Which is, terrifying.
I'm pretty sure I nearly blew up the other day because I bought a glue gun.
Yeah.
And then I used it. I was like, oh, that's cool. And I went to bed.
Yeah.
And I think, no, alright. Got up in the morning. It was still on.
Still turned on.
Yeah. So for like 8 hours, this glue gun would have burning away.
I left candles on the other week.
Yeah. Maybe
Went out of the house, came back an hour later, I was like, shit, I left some candles again.
Yeah. You definitely shouldn't be living alone.
I left a hob on. I'm going to be a terrible old man.
Yeah.
If I make it to old man, I'm going to be a terrible old
We're
man.
not going to make it. It's fine.
We're never going to make it. Well, that kind of brings us around to the subject, which we were going to discuss, which was personality. Because I took a Myers Briggs test, which you didn't know what Myers Briggs test was.
I did not.
No.
Still not 100% sure.
Well, I looked it up because I was like, a friend of ours, Sophie, sent me one and was like, yeah, you should take this. So I took it, and I've taken one before, and I got exactly the same result both times. So I haven't changed personality-wise according to this test. But I wanted to see what the validity of it was in the social sciences communities, and it's mixed.
Right.
It's not meant to be like an accurate thing. The main thing it states is that the Myers Briggs test doesn't take into account people's emotion and just the unpredictability of humans and all that kind of shit. So I was like, all right, so it's not. It's. I feel like it's just a way to flag with yourself things which you may already know. Or like my test didn't tell me anything I didn't know. But then other people have taken it and been like, no, this really helped.
Right.
But we thought it'd be fun to do it on air.
Yeah, I've never done one before.
Never done one before.
It's going to be interesting.
So we're going to dive in. I looked up as well like who it came from. It came from two scientists back in like the 70s or something who put it together. So it's basically there's 16 personalities or personality types, and then there's variants of those personalities, and you get a text-based definition of what your personality is. So it's like, so I think mine's like intj or intj-a or something, or int thing, and each letter stands for something essentially. But we're going to take you through these questions, James. Psychologically evaluate you. Make sure you're
not a psychopath.
Not a psychopath. I'm just going to make sure this is turned up. There we go. Okay. Cool. So, free personality test. From 16 personalities to come.
A legitimate personality test.
Legitimate personality test.
An actual scientist.
Not a sponsor. Because I don't have sponsors. Nobody will sponsor this. Who's going to sponsor me drinking coffee for an hour?
Nesca.
Maybe. That'd be nice. Coffee sponsors. That's what we want. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so most of these questions are all agree to disagree.
Cool.
So like there's a branch and there is a centre one, so you can just like middle ground it.
Cool.
But yeah, we'll take you through it. According to the thing, should take about 15 minutes. But I figure we're going to end up discussing questions.
Yeah.
You got to be honest.
I will.
That's the way to. Okay, so James,
Yes.
do you enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people? Agree or disagree?
Like, I enjoy the idea of them.
Okay.
And then when I'm there...
So I'd put you like just off centre.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't dislike them.
You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas.
Yes. Strongly agree.
James is a daydreamer.
I never do them.
Just like thinking
Well, that
about
is
them.
something cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Can never do.
Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary.
I mean, we've been through this one. I strongly agree.
You strongly agree that you have a rough list of ideas.
Yes.
I mean, how was you went to New York?
Yes.
Was that rough?
Well, there was no plan. It was...
So you just had flights and hotels?
Yeah, we literally... I had the idea of going to New York a month before.
Yeah.
And was like, I fancy this. So I booked the flights for the next month and went with no idea what we were going to do, where we were going.
You took your dad with you on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was quite interesting because we ended up not wasting a lot of time, but like we'd run up and down Manhattan because we'd like, oh, let's go to the Empire State, and then we'd be like, right, now let's go to Central Park.
Right, yeah.
And then we're like, oh, well, let's go to the 9/11 memorial, which is basically going up and down and up and down. So
just no real like foot plan. Just like, we should go here next. Where's that? Oh, it's back that way. Okay, we'll go that way. Cool. All right. Yeah, I could agree. That's a rough list.
Yeah.
It's rougher than how I'd plan a trip.
Yeah.
Like I'd say I have a rough, detailed view, but I have a list in my head, which is I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. Cool. You often think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it's taken place.
Strongly agree.
If your friend is sad about something, your first instinct is to support them emotionally, not try and solve their problem.
Agree?
You agree? You don't seem sure.
No, I don't know if it's strongly agree or agree.
Alright, well, we can put you middle ground.
What do you think?
I mean, I don't know, you never tried to solve my problems, but I've also never been emotional around you. So
No,
I've never been in that situation with you. But that's because of my personality type, which we'll get onto later. People can rarely upset you.
Strongly agree.
You strongly agree?
Yeah, I don't try to get upset with anyone.
But it's not whether you try to, it's whether people can upset you. Like, do you get upset by people?
Actually, yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Yeah. I take things to heart more than I should.
I mean, I'd say that's a disagree then,
Yeah.
because you could be upset by people
Yeah, go on then. Let's
rather
go
than just
disagree.
letting it wash off.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll not go strongly. I'll go just under.
Yeah.
Okay. You often rely on other people to be the ones to start conversation and keep it going. This would be interesting for a podcast.
Probably half and half.
All right, I'll go middle.
Yeah.
I think like you can hold a conversation.
Yeah.
Usually bring something to the table.
Like, I think it's one of them where I try, but I always don't think I'm very interesting.
Okay.
A lot of the time. So I'll try and put something forward, but then I'll be like, oh, is this a boring thing to start talking about? So then I get the anxiousness of being like, oh, should I have said this?
Okay.
And then I go quiet.
So if they don't give you the feedback
Yeah.
on that subject,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay. Well, I mean, I enjoy our conversations, James.
Oh.
You don't have to worry. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure it's a top priority to get back on track as soon as possible. I mean, I'm looking at your craft room right now.
Yeah. So, do you want to answer that one? Like, yeah, there's probably like 7 different projects in there.
Strongly disagree on that. I mean, you get things done,
Sort of.
just eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I just get round to them when I can. That's me having low interest though. Like,
Yeah. But I
Like-
mean, they were, if you put the plans you had and then put them on hold.
yeah.
You've completed stuff, like you've got your arc reactor thing, which I saw you buy and assemble within the space of like a day.
Yeah, that was real fun to do.
But, you know, other projects take time. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met.
Oh, strongly disagree. I worry a lot.
Okay.
I'm gonna be so messed up for this.
You'll be
I can
fine.
tell by all these questions.
The fact that you have
Are you a
anxiety
mess?
of taking
Yes.
these questions is already telling me things. It would be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored.
Disagree.
Yeah. I was disagreeing on that. Like, I can spend a weekend alone all the time.
I love it.
Yeah. You're more detail orientated than big picture.
Detail though. I think I'll look at the big picture more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's my main goal whenever I'm doing a project anyway. So like, I'll be like, how will it look at the end, and rather than sections.
Yeah.
Which I know is not the best way of going about it. I know the best way would be the sections and then the end.
No, I mean, it's technically the best way is both.
Yeah.
You have the big picture in mind, but can identify the sections.
Yeah.
There's people who only put clear big picture,
Yeah.
and people who only focus on like the individual stuff. You are very affectionate with people you care about.
Agree.
Okay. Next, here we go. We're 20% in.
Oh.
Feeling messed up already.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit sad about myself.
You have a careful and methodical approach to life.
Probably disagree. I'm not very careful.
Alright.
I walk in front of taxis.
Yeah, you do. You step in front of taxis. I feel like that goes hand in hand with the do you make rough plans on things. You are still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago.
Agree. I like it even strongly agree. No,
Straight
strongly
agree. Yeah. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action.
Disagree.
Yeah.
I like being.
You like being in the
Yeah.
mix. You're not like me. I just disappear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends how much I've had to drink, I think. Like, at the very beginning, parties, you might have noticed, like, when I've been at yours, or, like, I'm very out of the loop and stuff, but then as soon as I have a couple drinks,
Yeah.
I'll get in and I'll notice that, like, not the centre of attention, but I'll try and do some, like, get in there and...
My problem is I feel like trouble seems to find me.
Mm.
Like, the amount of times I've been in a club or at a party
Mm.
and gone, you know what, I just want to get some air, get a breather, and I'll go and do that, and then within 10 minutes 5 people will be around me. I'm like, I don't I don't understand what happened that made you need to follow me. You're like, oh no, we just thought it was a good idea, we'll come get some air. But it's just, yeah, it makes it hard to get space.
Yeah.
Which I had a friend who I haven't spoke to in a very long time. We had a weird relationship. So me and Nigel, if Nigel ever watches this, we were friends through senior school, and we were the goth kids.
Mm.
We were Columbine Massacre earmarked. These two fucking loser loner wannabes, and we were solid friends through like seniors, college, went to a festival at the end of college, and then never spoke to him again.
Mm.
We literally parted ways on motorbikes after the festival.
Did the old Fast and Furious?
Did a split. Not seen him since college. We would speak every day.
Yeah.
And I've not spoken to him since. And I don't know. Maybe I should rectify that at some point, but I can't really be asked.
So I do that like. There's different stages in your life. There's like school, college, university, and every single time you'll meet somebody, and it's always like, we're going to be best friends forever. Like, the main time I got it was when I was at uni, and we got a big group of friends. But the thing is, I barely speak to any of them anymore.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done that on I don't know if this is just me or just like my way of dealing with stuff. Is like, I'll become really, really good friends with people.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as that stage of my life's over, it kind of very quickly fizzles out.
No, I can understand that. I mean, this is something I had with my ex, actually, because we ended. We ended on good terms. Wasn't my decision, but it was one of those ones we wanted to remain friends. And something I literally said to her was, if you want us to remain friends, you will have to make the effort to reach out to me, because I know how my brain works, which is once I'm done, I'm done. And I got looking through Facebook the other day, like, there's a bunch of people I were best friends with. I've just never talked to them ever again. I don't talk to anyone from uni.
Yeah.
Apart from a couple of people, seniors, don't talk to any of them, and I just cut them off. But yeah, like, it was kind of. I think it's just like a natural thing for people to do, but I think it's just different personality type.
Yeah.
Because there is people who do reach out constantly.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying with Nigel, like he used to say that I had an annoying personality where I just seem to attract people. And I'm like, I can see that now more so, especially at like parties and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just go off, and then suddenly people are there. Like, I don't understand where you've come from.
It's like when I first met you. Like, I don't know what it were. I was like, I want to be friends with this guy. Like, I remember first seeing you and being like...
Zach said something very similar to that, which was just like, I saw you and I was just like, he seems like a kind of person I should talk to. And I was like, I don't know why.
But
Just sit in the corner all grumpy drinking coffee.
Yeah. Like, it was a weird way that we met, because you kind of got forced on us. But then I was just like, who's this guy? And I was like, no, I want this guy. It's cool.
I just appear and I'm like, so yeah, I'm in charge of you guys now? Yeah. Also, by the way, you're my friend now, apparently?
Yeah.
I don't know when that happened.
That's it.
Anyway, back to dissecting you. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. I mean, are you an emotionally guided person?
I'm very emotionally guided.
Do you find it difficult to relate to others who are?
Not really.
So I guess...
kind of try to put myself in their situation constantly.
See, I distance myself from people.
Yeah.
As we just discussed.
I mean, I distance myself from people that I'm not around.
Okay.
People that I'm in a vicinity of.
Yeah.
That's when I start overanalyzing their problems as my own.
See, if people are having emotional responses, if I can't escape, I'll try and help. But if I can escape, I'm out of there. I vividly remember someone at uni started crying in a room there was 3 of us in the room. She started crying, and 2 people went to comfort her, and I walked off because I do not know how to deal with that. I am not there for that person. I will be there for people I really care about, but yeah, not just randoms. When looking for a movie to watch, you spend ages browsing the catalogue.
Yep.
That's me. You can stay calm under a lot of pressure.
I think I agree with that.
Okay.
Because
I feel like you've gotten better at that.
Yeah, like, this is what, like, I was real worrier. Like, my mum always said, like, apparently when I was younger, like, when I was going on school trips and stuff, I'd be like, well, what if the bus crashes? And my mum would just be like, she'd send me off with so much anxiety because I'd tell her all these situations that, like, you know, I could get lost in woods and they'd never see us again or something.
Yeah.
Whereas now I've learned to kind of deal with the problem. Like, obviously, look forward to problem. Like, see if there is a problem going to occur from it. But, like, I don't try and do the outlandish things that, like, I used to. So I try and just be like, well, if this does happen, I'll deal with it then.
Okay.
And just live now. That's my kind of reasoning.
Do you want full agree or just under agree?
Just agree, yeah.
Just that one?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alright.
Like I say, I'm not fully there.
Okay. Give it time.
Yeah.
Alright. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation.
Disagree.
When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical.
Yes.
In your opinion, it is okay to step on others to get ahead in life.
Disagree.
We had different views there. So
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have to step on other people, but I feel like you naturally will step on other people.
See, like...
There's no avoiding.
Yeah, like... I mean, there's no avoiding it. Like, you are always going to be jumping, but, like, I feel like I don't like doing it.
Okay. That's for me. You're saying, like, I'd like doing it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. A little bit.
You're
I'm not good at sports.
So you get narcissist.
You are dedicated and focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked.
Yeah, disagree.
This one or this one?
Strongly,
Okay.
probably. I get really distracted.
If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge.
Agree.
You're very polared. Like, I had a lot of middle ones.
Yeah.
Very polared. When at a social event, you rarely try and introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the people you already know.
I'd say agree, but like not strongly agree. Yeah. Because I do try it sometimes.
Okay.
But...
I mean, it says you rarely try to introduce yourself.
Oh, wait, sorry.
So it'd be...
Oh, yeah.
It'd be the other way.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. You usually lose interest in discussion when it gets philosophical.
Disagree?
How often are you engaging in philosophy?
I mean, you know my stance on talking about stuff that I have absolutely no idea about.
I mean, that's essentially why we have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Just because we chat in general anyway. So, yeah, you know, that, I feel every guest probably has a disagree for that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do this for everybody. Before we start, just so, like,
this is
make
your
people
vetting
notice.
process for the podcast.
You would never let yourself cry in front of others.
Kind of agree, yeah. I mean, I've definitely cried in front of people, but I didn't want
Not
to.
out of choice.
Yeah.
I mean, should we go down?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You feel more drawn to places with a bustling and busy atmosphere more than quiet and intimate places.
See, I quite like being isolated more than... So I'd say disagree.
Okay.
Because, like, I really do like... I don't like quite like London. I hate it for that exact reason, that it's bustling and...
Yeah.
But then again, when I went to New York, I loved it because of that reason. It was weird.
I mean, I can pull you back a little bit.
Yeah.
Put you back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a quiet time, but
Yeah.
stuff is interesting. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future.
Well, agree.
You're all about that sci-fi.
Yeah.
When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head.
Probably agree.
Okay. Probably agree.
Probably
I'm going to
agree.
put you just under that. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience.
Whoa. That got deep.
I did get deep. I mean, that could be anything. Like, you could say maybe perhaps even space is something you can't really see, touch, or experience, but you could study it.
Yeah.
Philosophy, faith.
Air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you do that?
So what is it? You?
So you cannot imagine
Cannot.
yourself dedicating your... It's like, so...
I'd say disagree.
Okay.
Because, like, it's like the whole religion thing. It's like, I'm not... Like, there's people, like, dead, you cannot do it. Like, I'm not Christian, I'm not any kind of religion. But, like, it's one of them things, it's like, you don't know. Something could. I'm not saying it is.
I'll put you just under disagree.
Yeah.
Just a little under. Alright. You usually prefer to get revenge rather than forgive someone.
Probably middle.
I mean, you know where I land on that, considering our conversation earlier on my neighbours.
But I'm saying, like... I do it. But
you can forgive.
yeah, I do. I want to forgive.
See, I don't want to forgive.
Yeah.
I want vengeance. You often make decisions on a whim.
Oh, I agree.
Agree?
Yeah.
Thinking more purchases at that point. just how you spend your money. The time you spend on yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people.
Mm-hmm.
More interested in yourself than being with friends.
I'm in middle, I think.
Half and half.
Yeah.
You often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or message of a song or movie.
I do with Marvel. This
So with Marvel, I'm like, nah, that's face value, mate. I'll put you about here then, because you do, but only with certain franchises. Yeah. Okay. You always know exactly what you want.
Oh, no, disagree.
You rarely think back on the choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently.
Disagree.
I like that these ones are just like, some of them are just mirrors of previous questions. So it's to test like how you've read it. And, yeah. Okay. 60% through. Here we go.
60?
Yeah. We're blasting through this. When in public place, you usually stick to quieter or less crowded areas.
It makes me up. Usually stick to less crowded places.
So if you're in public, you usually find a quiet spot rather than stand in the crowd.
Nah. In middle, probably. Yeah.
Middle ground. You tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities.
I mean, I do the future stuff, so probably agree, but only slightly.
Okay, I mean, it'd be disagree, but only slightly. Because you focus on present realities rather than the future possibilities. So
No.
if you're slightly in the view of the future.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I think agree, right?
Okay. Alright, so you're
I do focus on them. I try not to, but I do sort of do it. So like that's why I'm saying agree.
You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings.
Disagree.
More in touch with the people. When starting to
we
work
take on other people's problems. There's a difference.
that is it. Yeah. See, I was the other spectrum.
Yeah.
Which is, I'd look at people and I don't understand you.
Fuck this out.
Like, I will talk to you, but I do not understand you. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible.
Disagree. Yeah. I like to just get in there.
Win it. Just get and do stuff.
Make the mistakes.
Yeah. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you.
Agree. Yes.
You feel comfortable just walking up to someone to find interesting and striking up a conversation.
Disagree. Yeah, you feel you can't do that.
What, just
walk randomly walk up to somebody?
Some people can. People do that to me. This is the thing. This is like a genuine phenomena, which I've proven time and again, that if I am in a public place, minding my own business, I will get approached by strangers.
Yeah.
Like, especially drunk strangers. For some reason, they just seek me out, and they're like, that guy. Same way as you did when we were at work. You were like, that guy.
Is it different? We were in a different situation.
We were in a space. But it happens all the time. And I was discussing this with a friend of mine. We were walking through Nottingham, and I was explaining this theory. And some guy on the other side of the street came over and started talking to me.
See, like...
And it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's something I could never do, but people do it to me all the time.
Like, the only time I've ever had it happen is like when I've looked after my nieces and stuff. So like I'm walking through town and I've just got this kid, and then someone will come up,
just holding it in front of you,
But like, and they'll come up and be like, "Oh, she's really cute. How old is she?" and stuff. And it's just like, for some reason, old people feel the need to walk up to somebody with a kid.
I understand that.
Yeah, like,
I would never approach someone and be like, "Oh, how old is she?"
How much is your kid?
Well, that's the question. It's like people see babies and they're like, "Oh, how old is she?" And it's like, "Oh, she's like 2 months." It's like, "Oh, how much does she weigh?" And I'm like, "Why do you need statistics on this random child?" Like,
it really is fun because I never knew her age. Like, not spot on anyway. So they'd be like, "Oh, how old is she?" I'm like,
I don't know. I just found her.
She's not mine.
They're on the phone to the police. She's not my kid. Where did you come from? What's your name again? Okay. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. You look after yourself first and others come in second.
Disagree. Strongly disagree.
You look after other people. Even when you have planned a particularly daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Your mood can change very quickly.
I agree.
You often contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life.
Disagree. Just slightly.
Just slightly disagree?
Yeah.
Alright.
Sometimes I do it. I'll just sit there and just be like...
Yeah, just daydream.
Yeah.
You often talk about your own feelings and emotions.
Agree.
Okay. 8%, here we go. think we've got 2 more pages. Then we're done. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into the future.
Disagree. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
I don't feel like anyone in the 30s has that. Like everyone's just like, no, I'm here. This is happening.
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna have some dinner.
Yeah. What that dinner is going to vary. Today I had eggs because I had eggs in the house. And that was it. You rarely dwell on your regrets.
I disagree.
Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway.
Agree.
You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary.
I'd say agree, but like not massive. Yeah.
I don't know, just half and half.
Yeah.
You find it easy to empathise with a person who's gone through something you never have.
Agree. Not strongly agree.
Alright.
Yeah. I try to. Anyway.
Okay. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than to organised and consistent efforts.
Disagree.
Disagree. I feel like you have much choice in that situation. Imagine spontaneous bursts of energy just round.
I'm just not going to do my work.
So what are you doing? I don't know.
Just running around an office.
I'm going this way. Okay, yeah, this looks like the last 9%. Your emotions control you more than you control them.
Agree.
After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. I found that one interesting, as a question, because there is people who do need a party.
Yeah.
And other people who are just like, nah, I just need to chill out.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people that it's like every single weekend they just go out downtown and drink and stuff, and it's like, I want to do that, but like I don't think I could do it every single weekend because I'm not 20 anymore, so it's draining. No,
I find that one quite strange, but I think that's because personally my view would be I'd like to stay at home. But I feel it's weird because I feel like it's almost like a red flag for me if I meet someone who does do that. Yeah. In the same way of like if I meet someone who never leaves their house, like needs to stay indoors, won't go out, rejects all invites and that kind of thing. I'm like, cool. Clearly, you have something which keeps you indoors, whether it's your mental health or something that's kind of getting you down, or just physically you don't leave your house. If I find someone who only goes out, I'm like, why don't you want to be at home? Yeah. And instantly my brain's going, there's something off here. You need that balance. And I mean, I know I do it. I know I have weeks where I'm like, nah, never going out. Do it for like a month or two. And that's when I know. I'm like in my head, it's like, something's not quite right with me right now. Yeah. Something's a little bit off. I should probably resolve that.
Yeah, I was trying to like push it. I'm doing it more now where it's like I'm trying to push myself out more. Yeah. Because like I realise that when I don't do them things, then I kind of forget how to socialise.
Oh, you can definitely do that. Yeah.
So like I'll be in the house, like I've been off this week and I'm just like not doing anything. Yeah. So like I'm like, it's nice to just sit on my own and just not do anything, but then I'm just like, you kind of need to socialise with people because you just get to a point where it's like you're in your own head constantly.
I feel like you can forget how nice it is. The way I view it is like I'll go for coffee with a friend as like a breaker. I'm like, I haven't left the house in a couple of months. I'll meet someone for coffee. Go have coffee. And then once I've had coffee with them, I'll be like, actually, that was fairly pleasant. I could probably do that again with someone else. Yeah. And then I'll build up a bit from there. Maybe go out for food and stuff. But yeah, I do find it's hugely varied. And it can be a real indicator of how you're spending your time. Yeah. As you say, it's easy to get lost in your own head. You'll frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life.
Agree.
Yeah. Yeah. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing it.
Agree.
You still honour the commitments you have made even if you have a change of heart.
Say it's like middle because it's quite dependent on the situation.
I mean, yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah. Some people won't. Some people will damage themselves. Yeah. To meet other people's expectations.
Yeah, I'd do it like that, but I wouldn't damage somebody else for me to meet expectation.
I might.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's what I mean. Like, I think for somebody else,
yeah,
I'd change, but for myself, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Self-destructive, apparently, according to this whole test.
We don't know yet. We'll find it out.
I can see what's coming already.
I mean, the final question is: you rarely feel insecure?
Disagree.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
Submit. You are a mess.
Let us find out. All right. So, according to this, your personality type is a mediator, which is an INFP-T.
Right.
So we'll get into that. Let's see what that is. So you're 61% introverted. You think?
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're 74% intuitive rather than observant. So you take your own view of things and go and do rather than watching and then doing.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I agree with that.
You're 85% more feeling than thinking.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that one.
This is an interesting one. Is tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work planning and decision making. So you're 88% prospecting and 12% judging.
Right.
Which is essentially you rather than judging the situation, you go into it and deal with it once you're in it. So like rather than standing back and analysing and going, okay, that's going to happen, you just go in and go, yeah, alright, we're doing this now.
Yeah. I suppose that is kind of what I was saying from the way that I'm trying to look at things nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like, I kind of do that where it's like, I overthink things anyway. So I always think, well, what's the point in overthinking it? Because all the situations that I do come up with never happen anyway.
Right.
So I might as well get in there, see what happens, and then deal with it.
I think that's a comfort which comes with our age.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I've met teenagers and stuff who have that very same thing, and they never do anything. Whereas with ours, we've kind of done it enough times where we're like, you know what, it's unlikely I'm going to fall out of a plane.
Yeah.
I might, but it's unlikely.
Yeah.
So it makes it more reasonable for us to go, alright, I'll get on a plane.
Yeah.
And the final one is identity, which is this trait underpins all others, showing how confident you are in our abilities and decisions. Yours is 92% turbulent, according to this.
That doesn't sound good.
I mean, who knows? Let's find out. Okay, so let's start reading. So it basically breaks it down into like different sections, and we can choose what it is. But I'll give you the introduction for the mediator personality type. So mediator personalities are true idealists, always looking for a hint of good, even in the worst of people and events, searching for ways to make things better, while they are being perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy. Mediators have an inner flame and passion that can truly shine, comprising of just 4% of the population. The risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the mediator personality type, but when they find like-minded people to spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration. Do you think that describes you?
Kind of, yeah, in ways.
I think this has a problem in the same way of horoscopes do.
Broad.
It's broad. You can read it,
and
you instantly pick out things you relate to your personality, even if you weren't that personality. Like you could read one from a different one and be like, oh yeah, I've got that and that. So clearly I'm in this.
Well, it's like there's a big chunk of text there, and like the bit that is like where it's saying about your being judged is high. That bit. Yeah. Like.
The risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the media. Yeah.
So like I was like, I do that because I always think, oh, if I've said something and then they take it the wrong way, and then I'm like, oh shit. So like you say, it's a big chunk of text, but you latch onto one small.
Yeah, I think there's levels of it in it where like it's describing here. So mediators are guided by the principles rather than logic, which is analysts are guided by logic, explorers are guided by excitement, and practicality is guides people who are classed as sentinels. So you take that idea of doing something which you feel is right rather than the practicality of a situation or anything like that. Which I think, you've got a level of that. But again, you could say that about anyone. What's this? The quote here is, "We know what we are, but not what we may be." I guess. Yeah. It does say here that mediators have a talent for self-expression, revealing their beauty and their secrets through metaphors and fictional characters, which may explain your interest in fictional stuff.
Yeah.
If that was a level of it. Should we get on to strengths and weaknesses?
I mean, I suppose it is, like, because obviously I'm obsessed with like superheroes and stuff, and that's supposed to be them achieving the best possible version of themselves.
Yeah. Okay. So your strengths, according to this, is your idealism.
Mm-hmm.
Mediators, friends, and loved ones will come to admire and depend on them. You know, you're idealistic. Do you think you're idealistic?
I think I try, but like I don't think that's a like personally. I don't think being an idealist is a positive.
No.
No, because like if you're always been like this is going to be the best possible outcome, and then it doesn't. Then
I think I don't know because I did a podcast recently which was about me and my idealism. Because I'd consider myself fairly idealistic.
Yeah.
In that I look at things and go, what if?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, so you approach someone with a plan, you say, we're going to go do this, and they go, well, that's not possible. And I'm like, well, we try it, you know. What if? Well, it might happen. Why not disarm America? That'd be great. You know, so I never stop. Like, I never stop doing it because I'm like, idealistically, we should do it. So why not try for it? So I see it as like a motivation thing rather than if I was fully, because at the same time, like despite my dress and how I have a sense of humor, I'd consider myself quite a positive person, despite my outward being negative.
Yeah.
And that's part of that idealism, I think. So I could see it being a positive.
Yeah.
As a strength, but at the same time, it could be a weakness, as you say. You know, you can get caught up in that idealism.
Yeah. I suppose it's dependent on what other type traits you've got. Cause you got that, but then you're not prone to dealing with situations going wrong.
Yeah.
Then.
Never dealing with the reality. So you seek value and harmony. People with mediator personality type have no interest in having power over others.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open-minded and flexible.
Yeah.
I'd say fairly open-minded and flexible. Very creative. You can see yourself creative?
I'd like to be creative. I'm not creative.
Okay.
Hence
I'd like to be creative.
Hence the room, Graham.
I mean, I guess it depends what you consider creative. Because the fact that you have that shows that you want to do stuff.
Yeah.
So you have that idea.
Yeah.
It's just you've got that extra step of learning how to get that idea out. Because there's people who just wouldn't even think.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't even consider doing that.
I think my problem is I don't know what I enjoy.
Yeah.
So like I don't think I've found that.
That one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I try a lot of things. Like I've tried painting. I've tried just general crafts. I've tried building things and photography. Like I always try different things to try be like, oh, is this the one that I enjoy, kind of thing. And I just don't think I've found it yet.
But then I think that adds to that very creative aspect.
Yeah.
Because you're trying these things.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just going, all right, well, no, I can't do that.
Mm.
You know, passionate and energetic, which is again the same kind of thing. Dedicated and hardworking.
You see me work. I don't work.
I mean, I'd consider you dedicated and hardworking.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when you need to get something done, you do it, or when you're told to do it. Just throw that on. Okay, so your weaknesses again, too idealistic.
Yeah.
There you go.
How can you?
It could be a strength and a weakness.
Idealistic and
Well, see, I mean, I'll get to mine. I'll dissect mine. It's got some kind of similar, well, not to that, but yeah, like there is some which are a strength and a weakness. If you've got too much of one, it's a bad thing. It's definitely balancing everything. Too altruistic. Mediators sometimes see themselves as selfish, but only because they want to give so much more than they're able to.
yeah.
So, you know, just living life and going, well, I could be doing more, and that can be damaging. Impractical. When something captures the mediator's imagination, they can neglect practical matters like day-to-day maintenance and simple things. Starting something and never finishing it, perhaps. Dislike dealing with data. Mediators are often focused on the big picture and they forget the forest is made of individual trees. Mediators are in tune with emotions and morality, and when the facts and data contradict their ideals, it can be a challenge for them.
I don't know. Like, I feel that one doesn't apply to me.
Yeah.
Like, I like data.
You like
So real, like, all the nitty-gritty parts of how something's run.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy getting to know all that and seeing how it, like, runs and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so I feel that one's not really applicable to me.
Okay. Difficult to get to know. Do you think people take a long time to get to know you?
Probably.
See, I disagree with that one.
Yeah.
But then that might just be how I make people feel at ease. But I think you wear your heart on your sleeve to some extent.
Yeah.
But then that might not be with everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like the amount of times I've met people and they're like, "Oh, you're really shy and you're really this," and I'm like, "Well, I'm really not. It's just when I first meet somebody, I always try to put the best foot forward, like a bit too much. So I go like super polite and not. So that it makes me come off really shy because I don't really have a personality at that point. I
haven't figured out which personality you need for me to get through this.
Yeah, and I think like with you, where it was just like we got through into a situation where it was like it seemed like we got the same personality, so I was like I didn't feel like I needed to do that with you.
I think with me, the way I kind of always word it is the way my dad puts it is it's better to listen to someone so you figure out what they are first before you decide what you're going to be around them. And I'm like, I do a lot of that. Just you meet someone and you let them talk. I mean, hell, I run a podcast. Let's go check the time on it. Okay, so then it breaks down romantic relationships, friendships, parenthood, and career paths. I mean, it goes fairly in depth. So people do like really get into this and decide what they're going to be like that. According to this, media is a dreamy idealist in pursuit of a perfect relationship. This quality shows strongest, never short imaginations. Mediators dream of the perfect relationship, forming an image of this pedestal ideal that is their soulmate, playing and replaying scenarios in their head of how things will be.
I mean, blame Gilmore Girls for that.
I mean, Gilmore Girls, that's fantastic.
It's all your fault.
I'm never going to blame Gilmore Girls for anything.
I want myself a Luke, and it's all your fault.
Do you want Luke, though?
Yes!
Everyone wants Luke, but do you want him once you've got him? Lorelai didn't.
Yeah, because Lorelai didn't know what she's doing.
That's why I want Lorelai. In terms of friendship, the true friends of people with mediator personality type tend to be few and far between, but those that make the cut are often friends for life. Yeah, I mean, we kind of went through earlier the idea of friends and coming and going, but when you're in that situation, you're solid friends. What's this? I mean, it says you're probably going to be a parent at some point. From the start, mediator parents are warm, loving, and supportive, and take immeasurable joy in the wide-eyed wonder of children. You do like children. You have nieces.
I didn't make them though.
No,
like, I didn't have a choice in that.
Your reaction to having nieces and nephews and whatnot is very different to my reaction to having nieces and nephews, which I'd be very standoffish.
Yeah, it's fair. I mean, they just come to me, in fact, like... They kind of push
but you accept that, whereas I just close the door. You'd be like, I'd be in the street, an old lady would come up to me and be like, "Oh, who's this baby?" I was like, "I do not know. You take them, I shall be away." Done. So then the final part is career path. It's perhaps more challenging for me is to find a satisfying career than any other type. Though intelligent and regimented learning style of most schools makes long years earning an advanced degree a formidable undertaking for people with a mediator personality type. At the same time, that's often what's needed to advance in the field. Mediators often wish they could just be doing what they love without the stress and rigor of professional life.
Yeah, I agree.
That's fair. I think that's one of the ones which like it could be anything.
Yeah,
you know.
It's like you didn't want to do anything to get where you were. It's like,
yeah, okay. just wake up and achieve. That's the way things
That's
are.
kind of what it just said.
So it says few personality types are as poetic and kind-hearted as mediators. Their altruism and vivid imagination allows mediators to overcome many challenging obstacles, more often than not brightening the lives of those around them. Mediators' creativity is invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. Yet mediators can easily be tripped up in areas where idealism and altruism are more of a liability than asset. Whether it is finding and keeping a partner, making friends, reaching dazzling heights in a career ladder, or planning for the futures, mediators need to put in a conscious effort to develop their weaker traits and additional skills.
Fine.
Do you think that's you?
Yeah.
Let's say these tests are. Do you take it on the
you take it on
the be all and end all, or is it is it how you live?
I mean, some of the I agree with.
Yeah.
Some of them, but like you said, I don't know if that's just because it's very broad. Like, if you showed me a different one that was a completely different style.
Well, I'm going to read you mine.
Yeah.
Because I feel like mine's essentially the opposite of yours. Which may suggest all kinds. So I read mine, and mine was like, yeah, you're basically going to be alone forever.
Alright.
Due to... This is why, in a way, like, one of the reasons I was, like, looking up the validity of it. Because whether it's kind of working therapy over.
Going to die alone.
Well, yeah, because, like, some people will really take it to heart, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, whether you should take it to heart or not. So I got type assertive architect.
Right.
Which is intj-a, and my role is as an analyst, and strategy is confident individualism. And I'm 86% introverted, which I'd agree with, fairly introverted, 74% intuitive, 60% thinking over feeling, which I'd say I think about things a lot more than I feel them, 61% judging over prospecting, so I spend more time planning than I do doing, and 54% assertive.
Okay.
So I had a lot of middle ground.
Yeah.
Like, the only one which wasn't was my introversion and my general energy.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it was kind of just either side of it.
I'd say your intuition's more than 60% or whatever it were. Like,
Yeah?
I'd say, yeah, you're quite intuitive.
I just do things. But it's all... This is the thing, though, is it... Because it's one of those, like, measures of... Is it intuition, or have I spent a while thinking about it? I've just not really indicated that I've spent a while thinking about it. And that for me is a real question. The amount of time I spend doing things, it's just that I'm able to make those analyzations really quickly.
Yeah.
I'm able to go from here's the initial idea to 20 steps down the road.
Yeah.
And that's that. Whereas I've spent time analysing. So it makes me sound hugely egoed as well. It can be lonely at the top.
Is that the first line?
That is the first line of the introduction.
That's
for this one.
brilliant.
Being one of the rarest personality types and being among the most capable people, architects know this all too well. They make up just 2% of the population, and women with this personality type are especially rare, forming 0.8% of the population. It can be difficult for architects to find people who can keep up with their non-stop analysis. People with this personality type are imaginative yet decisive, ambitious yet like their privacy, curious about everything but remain focused. So essentially, I'm all things.
Yeah. Bit of everything.
And there's no females with this personality type. So if I want someone like me, it's just nah. Yeah. So we've got strengths and weaknesses. So quick, imaginative, and strategic-minded. I mean, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
High self-confidence. I have the worst self-confidence.
No, I'd say that you're pretty self-confident. I mean, you do a podcast and you talk to a wall most of the time.
But I also tell people I'm terrible constantly.
Yeah, no, but there's obviously something...
Do people not take that sincerely when I tell them? Do I need to be more
I
sincere?
don't know, I feel like there's a bit of you that... Obviously, I mean, you do all your art and stuff, and like, it's one of the reasons I bounce from project to project and everything, because whenever I do something, I don't feel it's ever good enough to show someone.
Okay.
Whereas you do all your projects, you do your podcasts, and you get them out and you show them. So
I see. It's weird, because you can view that as self-confidence. I view that as kind of self-destructive, because essentially I make stuff and I go, "This isn't good enough," but fuck it.
Yeah.
And then I throw it out into the world, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make it better than what it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw it out and see what happens anyway. So I'm already expecting it to be negative. And then when I get a positive comment, that makes me feel better.
Mm.
So basically, all I'm doing is litmus testing the world to what I'm doing constantly. By going, I'm going to do this now, and people are like, all right, that sounds like a good idea. I'm like, okay, maybe that's a good idea. And I'm like, I'm going to do this now, and I'm like, no, you insulted a bunch of people. And I'm like, okay, that was a bad idea. Let's not do that again. So independent and decisive. I mean, yeah, I'd say that's there.
Yeah.
Hardworking and determined, probably not. I just do things. A lot of me going through my own personality was just me denying things and then going, yeah, probably, but probably not. Open-minded. What do you say?
Yeah, I'd say you're quite open-minded. Like, you're very relaxed about everything, and like whenever I've spoke to you about something, you've always just been like, yeah, do you.
I mean, I guess that is the podcast.
Yeah.
I do let people just come on and talk about whatever they want to talk about.
Yeah, and I never felt judged by telling you something that's weird.
Not outwardly judged.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I never felt judged.
The 6 foot cut out of Iron Man was a bit too much for me.
Yeah,
but
it's fine.
And a jack of all trades, apparently.
Yeah,
but then, like, I feel like some of this could apply to you. You know, you're independent. You live alone. You're decisive that you live alone. You know, you went on holiday to New York. You decided to do that. It wasn't something which you kind of took time over deciding. You just wanted to do it. Hardworking and determined could apply to hundreds of people. You know, open-minded. You got open-minded as well. Weaknesses: arrogant. I mean, I am the best. Judgmental. Architects have complete confidence in their thought process because rational arguments are the most direct definition.
In fairness, like, I'm surprised, like the one I got didn't have like arrogance and stuff in it, because if you're like when you was going through them and it's like, oh, you can relate to people's problems even if you've not had them, and I was like, I agree, where that could come off as like, oh, I can relate to anything and stuff, like, whereas like it's not how I mean it, but that is how it could come off, as in like you think you can solve any problem kind of thing.
I guess so. I think that's the difference with like that question, which was like, how often do you listen to people or just try and solve their problems? And it's that you can, if you think you can connect with everybody, and you think, yeah, I'm emotionally connected with everyone, if you then try and solve those issues, that would be arrogant. Yeah. But I think or at least from that, you're more open to just letting people be. Yeah. Like, if they want help, they'll ask for help. But for the most part, you just can relate to the issue. Yeah. And sit down with people. I mean, from talking to you and people you talk to, there's people I would have cut off. Yeah. Way before you did. Like, there's like a bunch of situations where you've told me things and I'm like, yeah, I would not be talking to that person. Yeah. Whereas you're continuing, keeping going. Whereas I'd be like, no, I'd offer some solutions. Yeah. And if they don't take those solutions, then they don't want help. Therefore, I'm no use here. Yeah. Which is me getting out and being overly analytical as my next weakness. Loathe highly structured environments. No comment.
I'd agree. You.
And then a clueless romantic, which is the bit which kind of finalised it. This resentment towards rules and their tendency to overanalyse and judge, even to the point of arrogance, adds up to the personality type. Often clueless in dating, having a new relationship last long enough for archetypes to understand what is going on and how to behave is difficult. It is difficult. Trying harder in the ways that architects are used to can only make things worse. Unfortunately, it's common for them to simply give up the search for love. Ironically, this more relaxed state is when they're at their best. And ironically, I've given up dating for the last 3 months. Because I was like, you know what? I'm done. I can't be asked. And I've been very relaxed in the last 3 months. So yeah. Again, there's some things which I just feel like you could apply to anyone. Yeah. So you're making personality types based on that, which is never like a good idea to let this dictate your life. But it can help you recognise some traits in your behaviour, I think. Yeah. I think there's a value to it.
Yeah, like, there were some points that I was like, oh, it's interesting.
I mean, my assumption is no, but are you a horoscope person?
No.
But I think that's what horoscopes provide in the same way of like this, is they just provide people with that extra bit of thought about what they're doing. Yeah. It allows them to analyse their own lives, even just a little bit, which without it they wouldn't feel like they could. Yeah. Like, this takes the form out of social science. So you're like, it's science, therefore it's okay that I'm doing this, it's okay that I'm looking into it. And when it's like astrology, people are like, well, it's faith, it's this, and it's something mystical, so it's part of the world, so therefore I'm part of the world. Yeah. Whereas, just disconnect from it.
I'd say this one's got more validity to it, because from what it sounds like horoscopes are, it is a very, very broad term, whereas this, to me, feels like the movie thing, where there's only like 12 types of movies. Yeah. And, like, there's only so many stories that you can tell, but you just tell them in a different way.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what this is. It's a certain amount of types of people.
Yeah,
Because people are we're all varied, and we all have different like outlooks on life and different feelings and emotions, like you said. But at the very bare bones of it all, we're all looking for a certain thing, or we're all very arrogant or not arrogant, or driven or not driven. So it's like they are just standard things that.
Yeah. I find this interesting as well because it says there's 16.
Yeah.
And it splits them up into groups of 4, which is the analysts, diplomats, which was the one you were in, sentinels, and explorers. But in each one of those, there's also a variant within each section.
Yeah.
So the architect, there's intj-a and intj-t, and yours was in FPA and in FPT. And that's because even though you've got these personality types, there's still a variant of how that person approaches that personality.
Yeah. So what was my approach?
So yours was A.
Yeah.
Which I don't really know if it gives us a view of where that A comes from.
How about the one with butterfly? She seems way too happy to me.
She's just in a dream world.
I want the grumpy old man on the other one.
Let me copy this as a final. In FPA versus T, isn't it? Where is this? I remember the A and the T mean something, but I can't remember what.
Yeah.
Because I looked it up because mine's got a T on it or something.
Yeah.
Versus int FPT. So the two different int FP types, T and A, the difference between them is T and A refer to turbulent and assertive.
Oh, right.
So it's the difference between those two things. So you like with yours is because it's very ideal personality, emotional led. The idea of if you were a turbulent one, you'd probably be a bit more chaotic.
Right.
Whereas because you're in the assertive line is that you have these things, you know you have these things, so you do them, you work around your personality. And mine was A, which is again assertive rather than turbulent.
Yeah.
Because you can get those people who have my personality type but are very trapped by it.
Right.
Because they're overanalyzing everything, because they're distancing themselves from people and that kind of thing. I think mine lends itself to a lot of loner behaviour. Like people who do just sit and analyse.
Yeah.
And just sit and think. And that traps them. And that, like with the weaknesses of that overarching arrogance, you get into that whole world of, like 4chan and all that kind of stuff. And I think it lends itself to that of people wanting to be that and wanting to be that high up. So they just spend time alone and think about it. And they say, like, your personality type, you can get to a lot of people, like you said, with the whole arrogance ideal of it. If you've got turbulent personality and you're going, yes, I feel everything and I understand everyone, therefore I can dictate what everyone's feeling. And it's that negative and the positive. But this tries quite hard to put a personal aspect on everything, which I think is good.
Yeah.
I think it's good for, like we were saying earlier, is you don't want to feel bad about who you are as a person.
Yeah.
So it could easily be a bad thing. But, it rounds you up.
Yeah. Like, I'd have liked to have taken that test like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Or even a year ago. Because like you said, like, I've only started being a bit more confident in the last year or so. So it'd be interesting to see what would have been the outcome then. Because, like, I think I'd have been real introverted back then. Because I didn't really speak to anyone. I didn't want to go out. I had no intentions of doing it. I just wanted to do my own thing. So seems like a weird.
I think it's one of those things which can change over time. I found it interesting that mine hadn't changed. I think the last time I took it was 4 years ago or something like that. But then maybe that's because of my personality. Yours is meant to be a bit more cheerful. Mine's a bit more analytic. If I had changed, how much would I have changed?
I mean, you're saying the dialogue, but we're both in a space. We're both not.
I mean, yeah. I think I'm at that stage where I'm like, I don't care if I die alone anymore. I'm just accepting of it. I'll have a dog. It'll eat my face. And I'll be done.
To be fair, like, dogs aren't your face. Dogs are fine. Just don't get a cat. They'll eat you.
They'll definitely eat your face.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a cat.
Scary.
Yeah.
My dad's always getting getting attacked by cats.
My dad is just constantly being gnawed on by cats.
Every time he goes near a cat, he always ends up in an hospital just because.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's prone like me for accidents and getting hurt.
I think that was interesting.
Yeah.
I think I recommend people do it, just as a novelty.
Yeah.
It's like kind of like getting your palm read.
Yeah, it's interesting to be like, here's a very blunt overview of how you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's everything about what you just said, and I think it's one of those ones of like you feel like you have to be very honest with it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
If you're trying to complete it to get a certain answer.
Well, that's it. I was trying to be honest when you're asking the questions, and that's why I felt a bit like I thought there was going to be a bit of narcissism in there because I was trying to answer honestly, and then when I was thinking it, because of the way I think now, and I'm like, I take people's problems on and try to help and stuff, whereas it being in word form and basically being read back to me, it's like kind of a dick move because it's just like, well, I'm good, I can solve these when I don't solve anything.
I'd be interested to see if you got a different result if I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Like if you took it on your own.
Yeah.
And just thought about it and just kind of internalized each question and read it to yourself of whether you'd come out different.
Yeah.
Because I feel like part of even being around friends, you do project a personality. You want to be perceived in a way, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what you came out as.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a task for your afternoon.
Take it.
Take it again. See it in a couple of weeks, see what happens.
So I don't forget.
Yeah. I mean, when the podcast goes up.
Yeah.
And then that'll be Friday. But you can do it, bro.
This Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
It's going up soon.
Fair.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you for coming, James.
No, thank you.
I said coming, I'm in your house.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Have you been on the podcast, right?
Hey, it's been nice. You've been very pleasant. But yeah, we'll have to have you back again at some point.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been nice. Like I've been wanting to do this again for a while. It was fun last time.
It was like summer last time.
Yeah.
I feel like it's chucking it down right now.
Yeah, it very much is.
So
yeah.
Classic one. Cool. And we'll talk to you then.
Yes, thank you.